I'm a multi-passionate creative who has tried a lot of things since 2018: calligraphy, coaching, YouTube, Etsy, selling courses, and UGC. And while my income is still up and down, there are many months where I'm hitting 10K plus per month. You all really loved my other multi-passionate video, so today I'm breaking down more of the strategy and sharing practical tips for how you can also do this.
Over the last 6 years, I've built quite a lot of income streams, so I'll give you some context behind what I can make every single month. So right now, a big focus for me is writing poems and my calligraphy poems for the Soul Project. That is when I started last year, and that one is not making a lot of money because it is still in the starting phase. YouTube AdSense, I make about $1,000 USD every single month. Affiliate income is about $300. Etsy income is about $300. Brand deals, it varies from month to month, but it could be in the thousands potentially. But some months, if I don't have brand deals, then I don't make anything. Sometimes I have UGC deals, and then sometimes I also do on-site calligraphy at events, and I teach calligraphy workshops, corporate or private workshops for groups. So I know this sounds like a lot, but remember, this is from 6 years of experimenting and trying a whole bunch of things. And I'm really, really happy that I've been able to build up some passive income streams like the affiliate income and Etsy as well. I know that for a lot of you, this is the dream, like having multiple streams of income and diversifying your income streams. But the tip that I want to give you right now is that your income streams will ebb and flow based on which season you are in life and business right now. Some seasons are better for some income streams and other seasons are better for others. And I would definitely say, don't try to build like 5 income streams in one go. You really want to focus on just 1 or 2 income streams at a time. So based on what season you're in right now, you might feel more called towards one income stream or another, and you should go towards whichever income stream you feel called towards too. Right now for me, it's actively working on my calligraphy poems for the Soul Project, even though it's not really making money, and also focusing on brand deals because that is what's pretty much sustaining me right now.
Naturally, as a multi-passionate person, you're going to try out different income streams and build on them. You've heard of diversifying your income, right? Well, I'm a strong believer in that because you never know if one day you might get banned from a platform, or maybe for whatever reason the algorithm changes or Google SEO changes and you lose an income stream drastically. So having multiple streams gives you stability.
So the first part of the strategy, if you are a total beginner, is to start with one income stream. And the one you should start with is one that feels more realistic and easier for you. Like most income streams are not easy to build, but do the one that feels easier for you. And later on, you can experiment and pivot. But the cool thing is, once you start building income streams on top of each other, like some of them might be passive, some of them might be like more reactive income streams where, for example, for me, it's like my calligraphy workshops or on-site calligraphy. Somebody finds me on Google, they email me, and for me, that is more like a reactive income stream. But let's say I am able to secure one of those. It could be about $500 to $1,500. So what I'm saying is, if you experiment and then pivot later, that doesn't mean all of the stuff you did before goes to waste because you're building on top of everything that you've built. For me in 2018, what I thought was the easiest thing to do and most realistic for me was to sell $5 greeting cards. And I thought that is the easiest thing I can start out with. I'm gonna learn calligraphy, sell these cards, and then maybe we'll see how it goes. And then maybe I can do some other things. But I was like super duper scared to start a business, like wasn't sure what I was doing. I was scared to post on social media. So I really needed something that felt like very in reach for me. It's not something that's so out of reach, because at the time I also had an idea to monetize my blog, but then that kind of seemed just too far-fetched for me and I didn't really know how to do it. It didn't seem that realistic for me. So I went with the greeting card idea. And later on, I started to teach calligraphy workshops. So that was like my next step up. And then I also experimented with doing wedding signage and wedding commissions, but I actually felt like that was not the right thing for me because I'm left-handed. So, you know, when you write with your left hand, especially if it's like big signage, like it was pretty hard because my left hand would smudge everything. So that's why I pretty much only like doing small calligraphy, like on paper. And then when COVID hit, I had to pivot, couldn't teach calligraphy workshops anymore in person. So I switched to online corporate team building workshops. workshops. And at that time, I also started offering business coaching for calligraphers, one-on-one coaching and group coaching programs. And a couple months later, I started my YouTube channel. So everything built up on top of each other. And this was over the span of 2 years. At some point of you experimenting, you might be making a bit of money and you've got a groove going on. You'll realize you're spending a lot of time doing things that you could outsource. And that was me in 2021. I was so overwhelmed. I had too many things to do, and that's when I hired my first VA through Upwork. Since then, I've hired 2 graphic designers, a Photoshop assistant, and 2 video editors through Upwork. And right now, I'm actually still working with Des, my virtual assistant that I originally hired like 3 or 4 years ago, and I actually loved working with her so much, I went to visit her when I was digital nomading. If you've never used it, Upwork is a platform where you can hire freelancers and contractors from all over the world, and everything happens on the platform. So job posting, job interviews, by the way, they have Zoom integrated already on the platform, so it's really easy. Communication, time tracking, and also payments. You just enter your credit card and go. It makes budgeting so much easier because payments and fees are very transparent. Usually within 24 hours of posting a job, I get a ton of applicants and I'll pick 3 to 5 people to interview. And it's super easy because everyone has rating, reviews, and portfolios that you can take a look at beforehand. Plus, you're not locked into anything long-term. You can just pay hourly or by project and get help whenever you need it. I'm honestly so honored that Upwork is sponsoring this video because I've used Upwork for so many years and I always recommend Upwork to my friends who are starting to grow their businesses. So if you are ready to grow your business as well, post your first job on Upwork for free using my link below. Let's talk actual strategy now. So these are the first ever greeting cards I sold in 2018 and also 2019. And so remember what I said about starting with something that feels realistic and easy for you. For you, depending on your skills and interests, it might be a pet sitting business, a photography business, or you start some kind of freelancing if you already have some kind of specific skill, or it could be some kind of digital product. If you're quitting an accounting job, but maybe you want to do something creative in the future, something that might make sense for you is to actually take on some accounting clients first, because that's already what you know how to do. And it's the easy and realistic thing for you to make money first. And then while you're doing that, you can create a content business online or then work on the creative stuff that you want to do. So this is the exact strategy I used, and this might not be for everybody, but basically you are going to start with something practical and realistic, like selling greeting cards or teaching workshops or offering freelancing or something like that. It could be a physical product or a service or an online product or service. And then what you're going to do after that is start a content creation business around that, documenting your journey. So that's exactly what I did. After I started the calligraphy business and after I started coaching calligraphers, I then started my YouTube channel and I started to document my journey and share how I do this for personal development, how I started this business, how I teach calligraphy workshops. Honestly, my YouTube was kind of just all over the place at the time, but I documented my journey. And the goal with this, even though it can be kind of messy at first, is you are going to start building an audience that follows you, not for what you do, like the calligraphy or the photography or the accounting or the freelancing, but you want to find people who want to follow you because of you, because they resonate with your personality, how you think about business and your mindset and your character traits, and they just vibe with you. You're going to find an audience and build that up. So basically, this is your personal brand. So the first step is to build a business where it's like a digital or a physical product or service. And then you're going to build a personal brand where people are following you. And with this, it could be YouTube or other social media platforms like TikTok or Instagram or maybe even LinkedIn, depending on what field you're in. And then also an email list. I would highly recommend starting an email list because you just never know when the platforms are going to change, like the algorithm, or you might just, someday be banned for whatever reason. And then once you have those two things, then you're going to add like these add-on income streams like affiliate income, which means, for example, if you already buy things on Amazon, let's say you are buying equipment for your YouTube channel or you're buying calligraphy supplies, you're then going to sign up for the Amazon affiliate program. And then if you use any softwares, most softwares have some kind of an affiliate program, and then you can start linking those softwares or those products that you use regularly in your business into your content, like your social media or your email list. Another add-on income is to offer freelancing or contractor services that are related to the thing you do. So for me, my main calligraphy thing was actually workshops and selling greeting cards, right? But the add-ons were on-site calligraphy, which I don't actually do that often, but I do a couple per year. Something else you can add on easily is coaching services. So it doesn't have to be you promoting like this grand group coaching program. It could just be a one-on-one call that is 1 hour long, just a one-time thing, and you link that underneath your social media or in your website or in your email list. And another thing you can add on, especially if you're more doing like content creation, is UGC services, especially for those companies where you're already an affiliate for. You could then like very just easily email them and be like, hey, like I see that, you're creating content for your social media channel, and I'm wondering, like, are you looking for any UGC creators? I've already used this software for a year and I love it. Are you open to that? So you're going to start the business. It could be a digital or a physical, online or in person, then create content around it, and then add on these additional income streams that are easy for you to add on, but they're not like your main business income. And that is exactly what I have done over 6 years. So I would say don't do this in 1 year. It's going to be a process, okay?
Here's a big tip. Only build one new income stream at a time and try to stick to just 2 or 3 income streams that you're working on actively at a time. I made the mistake of doing 5 all at once: YouTube, 2 Etsy shops, UGC, the Amazon influencer program, and coaching. And it was just way too much. I felt super scattered, burnt out, and none of it was growing the way I wanted it to.
So the ones that I'm actively working on right now are my calligraphy poems for the Soul Project. It's more of a passion project that I feel like will have huge impact later. But anyways, if you want a poem, then you can order one using my link below. And then the other big thing that I'm working on is my YouTube channel. So with that, there's AdSense revenue, brand deals, and every 1 to 2 weeks-ish, I send an email newsletter. It's my Life Lately newsletter where I have updates about my personal life, but also behind the scenes of this poem project, and then my business and my YouTube as well. So I'm basically only working on 2 things right now, my YouTube and the poems. And there are a couple of things that I'm more reactive to. So these are income streams for me still. So those are calligraphy workshops for corporate teams and private groups. By the way, if you are in Vancouver, Canada, and you're looking for something cool to do, email me, or I can do like remote calligraphy workshops for remote corporate teams. And then the other one is on-site calligraphy at events. And then sometimes I do UGC, but I haven't done it in a while. And sometimes I'll do wedding commissions, very rarely, if I feel like doing it. One tip that I have for you, if you are a multi-passionate person and you're trying to start a business, but you feel super duper lost, is actually to use ChatGPT as a business advisor. Like, I think one of the hardest things is starting the business and figuring out what you're doing and what is the strategy. And I feel like at this point with AI, it's just really easy to get some pretty solid advice without hiring a business mentor or a business coach or buying a course or something. And the thing is, it customizes the answers, right, based on what you tell it. So I personally have loved using AI and ChatGPT. I've used it as so many things: a business advisor, a fitness expert and nutrition expert, and a spiritual teacher. It helps me with cooking and taking care of plants. And I also use it for like skincare tips and product recommendations. So if you feel super duper lost, open up a chat with ChatGPT. You can bounce ideas off of it. And honestly, starting is the hard part, but you have so many resources already. Like, you have my YouTube channel, other people's YouTube channels, so many books. You have AI to help you. There's no reason why you should not be starting your business if you've been thinking about it for a really, really long time. You need to take action. Maybe right now you are debating the question, should you go for something that makes money first, or should you do something that fills your soul up? Sometimes you feel like the thing that makes money is the one that is easier and more realistic for you, but then the one that really fills up your soul is the one that will take longer to make money. And honestly, there is no right answer for what decision you should take.
Sometimes you don't know what your soul wants yet, and that's okay. Just experiment and pivot as you go. Other times, you do know what your soul wants. It might be slower to grow, but if you have the time and space, it's worth following. And sometimes you just need money. In that case, do something practical with the skills you already have. It might not feel like your purpose right now, but you can always pivot later to what truly calls you.
And so right now, if you have no idea, I would say do the thing that you feel called towards and feel like is the easiest, because that might be part of the soul business that you do later on. Because sometimes the easy thing that you are very naturally good at is actually a gift that you have. For me, even though it feels like I kind of picked calligraphy out of random, it like called me towards it because I think I'm naturally just really drawn to pretty things, and I like things that are handmade, and I like art. So it like pulled me towards it, even though it kind of felt like just such a random business to start back then. Looking back now at the last 6 to 7 years and me like doing all of the things that I did, the thing that I felt was the easiest and the thing that I felt the most drawn to, that is actually now, surprisingly, a huge part of what I'm doing and what I'm trying to focus on, which is my calligraphy poems for the Soul Project. Like, I feel like everything has come full circle. So for you, what you feel like is the easiest or the most realistic for you, that actually might lead you to the thing that you are called to do. A lot of the income streams that come with calligraphy, like teaching workshops or doing wedding commissions, on-site calligraphy, a lot of the times I'm not doing calligraphy on my own terms. And I think that's what I realized later on, is that I really love calligraphy, but the thing that I really, really want to do with it is something on my own terms. And I want to write these poems and give them out to people and create this calligraphy project and have it there in the world. But at the same time, like if I didn't do the calligraphy workshops and the greeting cards and the on-site calligraphy, and if I didn't start this calligraphy business, I wouldn't be here. Obviously, I still teach calligraphy workshops, I still do on-site calligraphy and all of that, but I feel like it led me to this soul business that I have now that currently is not making money, but it makes me so happy. If you don't know what a soul business is, it's basically a business where you feel like the business is really aligned with your values and your passions. And I think for a lot of people trying to start businesses these days, they get so caught up with shiny object syndrome and these other YouTube creators saying, oh, you should do this to start your business. Oh, you should do this to start your business. But a lot of people are not looking inward towards what they really, really want to do. Because actually, I feel like the thing people really want to do, it could sometimes be hard. It could sometimes mean that you need to be really vulnerable and put yourself out there in ways that you haven't before. And I think when you are ready, your soul business will find you and it will reveal itself to you when you are ready. And I think for me, I was ready last year and I just came up with the idea to do this. Of course, there are some people who want to start a business but not really tie it to a personal brand and show their face, and that is totally fine. But right now, I want you to think about AI-proofing your business. What is a business idea that is more relational or creative, like personal expression, or hands-on or in-person? Because honestly, like those in-person businesses are not gonna go out of business for a really, really long time. Like services such as photographer or videographer, catering, and calligraphy services. And here's a general tip for you, because I know a lot of you want to start an online business and are into the whole passive thing. So online businesses are harder to start than in-person businesses. But what you can do right now is start an in-person business, for example, calligraphy, and then you can create an online aspect to it. So for example, sharing your calligraphy business journey or selling calligraphy worksheets or how to do calligraphy like courses and stuff like that. And that is, I feel like, a lot more realistic for a lot of people, because starting something online is very difficult. It's very difficult to make money at the beginning, but starting something in person, like offering an in-person service or making a physical product is, I would say, in a lot of ways easier than an online thing. And then once you do that physical thing, you can build online aspects around that thing. I'm not sure if you know, but over the years, I've created a whole ton of business business resources for free for you to download. And these are things like a business plan template, YouTube guide, Etsy guide, UGC guide, and a whole bunch of other things. So if you want those, you can get those through my link below. Right now, my income is kind of up and down every single month. Just to give you an idea of like where the 10K can come from, like in my business every single month, it has either been brand deals or it has been from doing calligraphy things. Like I remember 2 years ago when I was like way more focused on doing calligraphy workshops, I would be teaching calligraphy workshops and doing on-site events and selling greeting cards and doing wedding commissions. And then when I was really focused on coaching during the pandemic, I was also making 10K plus months with coaching. And I'm sharing this with you because I really want to encourage you. I don't want you to feel like it's just so out of reach. Remember, I've been doing this for like 6 to 7 years already. I've like experimented with so many things. I've tried a lot of businesses that really didn't go the way I wanted to. And I've tried some like really random things like painting houses for realtors when I'm not even a painter, but surprisingly, I could still make money from doing that. I think I made a couple $100s from doing a couple of projects like that. But I just want to encourage you that you can really do this. I have started from scratch and built it up to this. And I feel like I'm not somebody that is like that talented or that smart or that special. Like I really do feel like a pretty average person. But I think the important thing is to just keep going.
Here's a reminder I want to leave you with, and this is one of the poems I've written recently. The paths ahead of us, they aren't predestined, but paved as we walk, with each choice we make and the turns life guides us to take, when it seems there's nowhere to go. Sometimes around deep lakes, other times over steep mountains, and often, over and over, the long but meaningful way, full of lessons and wisdom. You can't get it wrong, so breathe and take a step.